topic is going to be algebraic multiplication. It's very important that we need to know that when we are multiplying two terms, if they have the same variables, their powers are going to be added. They will be added if they have a same variable. So that's a very important thing to know in algebraic multiplication. The first stuff that we are going to see is multiplying two monomials. First, we will need to see the multiplication sign rule. That multiplication sign rule is what we have here. The multiplication sign rule tells us that if we have the same sign, the multiplication result is going to be a positive one. If we have different signs, that means positive and negative, or negative and positive, our answer will be a negative one. So that's very important rule we need to know. If we multiply positive and positive, we will get a positive one. Negative and negative, it will be a positive one. Positive and negative, it will be a negative one. Negative and positive, it will be a negative. Let's see. So that is the first thing we need to see or review to see if our answer is going to be positive or negative. The next thing we are going to do is multiply the coefficients or the numbers or the fractions. That's the part, the numerical part. We are going to write all the variables in alphabetical order. And at the end, remember, if the two monomials have the same variable, we will add their powers. So let's see some examples today about multiplying two monomials. So let's review these first three examples that are very simple ones. So we will see here that all of them are positive ones, so our answers will be positive. In the first one, we have 5x squared times or multiplied by 3x. So in this case, the rule it says to first multiply the coefficient. In this case, 5 times 3, it's 15. Then we will write the variables in alphabetical order. In this case, only we have x. And we are going to add our powers. So in this case, remember, if we don't have anything, it's going to be number 1. So in this case, it's going to be 2 plus 1. So our answer will be 15x cubed. Let's see the next one. In this case, we need to multiply also the coefficients. 5 times 4, it's 20. In this case, also 1 and 1 here. Also a 1 here. So we will have x 1 plus 2, y 1 plus 1, z 3 plus 5. This step you can do it mentally. We will get 20x cubed, y squared, z to the 8. And this will be our result. So let's see the next one. So in the next one, we are going to do the addition of the powers mentally. We are not going to put it there. So it's very simple one. Remember, when multiplying fractions, we multiply both denominators and both numerators. So in this case, it's 2 times 3, 5 times 2. But remember, we can also simplify at the beginning. So in this case, we can simplify the number 2. So we know our answer is going to be 3/5. In this case, remember, if it doesn't have anything, that means power 1. So in this case, in alphabetical order, A, B, C. Then we can add the powers. In case of A, it's 2 plus 1, it's 3. In case of B, is 1 and 1, it will be 2. And in the case of C, it's number 1. Remember, power 1 is not need to be written. So in this case, this is going to be our answer. 3/5 of A cubed, B squared, C. Let's see some other examples. So in the next example, we have a negative sign. So we will need to do step 1. It says first review the sign rule to see if the answer is positive or negative. In this case, it's a negative one multiplying a positive one. Remember, if we have negative and positive, it will be a negative answer because of the rule of sign multiplication. So then we will need to multiply the coefficients. In this case, I will multiply them first and then simplify them, but you can also do it both ways. So in this case, we will get 12 over 15. We will put our variables, and then we are going to add their powers. So in this case, for x is 2 and 5 is 7. For y it's 1 and 1, it will be 2. And then we need to simplify it because I didn't do it at the beginning. So it will be minus, we can divide it by 3, minus 4 over 5, or 4/5 of x to the 7th y squared. And this will be our final answer for that specific exercise. Let me put another example. So let's see the next examples. We have exponent letters or variables. Don't worry, it's the same. So let's see what we need to do. So the first stuff, it's going to be that we need to see if the answer is going to be positive or negative. In this case, negative by positive, it's -1. I'm sorry, -1. 12 times 5, it's 60. And what happens with the letters, in this case we have only letter x, then we are going to add their powers. So in this case it's going to be n plus 1 plus 2. So our final answer is going to be -60 x to the n plus 3. And that will be our final answer for this specific exercise. For the other one, it's positive multiplied by a -1. It's going to be a -1. 7 times 3, it's 21. What happens, we put our variables, then we are going to add our powers. So in this case, it's b minus 3 plus 5 minus b. So in this case, b minus b, we can eliminate it. So our final answer is going to be minus 21x to the minus 3 plus 5, it's 2. So it will be minus 21x squared. And that will be our final answer. Let's see some other examples. So in this exercise is something similar. We need to see if our answer is going to be positive or negative. In this case, minus multiplied by minus, it's going to be a positive one. We don't need to write that it's positive, but I will put it because you to know it. It will be 8 times 3, it's 24. Then we are going to put our variables that are x, y, and c. What happens with the coefficient, with the exponents, I'm sorry, it's that we are going to add the exponents. So we get a plus 5 plus 3 minus a. Then we will get y, that it will be b minus 1 plus 2b plus 1, and it's going to be c. Remember, it doesn't have anything, it's a 1, so 1 plus 4. So our final answer is going to be 24. We don't need to put the positive sign. In this case, a minus a, we can eliminate it, so it will be x to the 8. Y, in this case, v and 2v, it's 3v minus 1 plus 1 gets eliminated, c to the 5th. So this is going to be our final answer, 24x to the 8, y to the 3v, and c to the 5th. So we will only do another example of monomial and monomial to go to the next topic. So in this case, we have two positive ones, so our answer is going to be positive we can multiply the coefficients. Maybe we can see that like 8, we can put it as 4 multiplied by 2, so we can simplify it from the beginning, eliminating this 4 with this 4. So our answer of numbers is going to be 2/5. Then we will put our variables, in this case a, b, and c. Then we will need to add the coefficient, or well, the exponents as coefficients. So we will put it like a 6x plus 3. Then v, we got 7y plus 1, and c, that it's 3z plus 2. So this is going to be our final answer, that it's 2/5 of a to the 6x plus 3, v to the 7y plus 1, c to the 3c plus 2. So let's see our next topic. The next topic is how to multiply a monomial with a polynomial. Don't worry, it's very similar. The monomial will multiply all the terms in the polynomial. So here I put like a little note. It's something like, if you like, it's like multiplying two monomials many times. So it's like what we have seen on the last exercises, but you need to do it like many times. So it says here, sorry, we need to apply the multiplication sign rule. Then we will multiply the coefficients. Then we are going to write the variables in alphabetical order. We will add their powers. So this is how you multiply monomial with monomial. You will do it, or you will repeat the steps 1 through 4 as many times as needed. So that's why I was telling you, it is like multiplying two monomials many times. So the only thing we need to follow after that is that, remember, in algebra we will always need to order our answer. So that's the most important part, or different part. The different part is that at the end we need to order our answer. So that's the most important and different part of multiplying two monomials. In this case, because we are going to get a polynomial as a result, it's that we will need to order our answer. So let's see some examples of how to multiply monomial with polynomial. So in this case, we will start with the most simple one, when we got a number multiplying a polynomial. As I was telling you, it's like multiplying monomial by monomial many times. So this number 5, it's going to multiply this, and this, and also this, and also this. So it's like making the ones, the exercise that we saw at the beginning of the class, but do it many times. So 5 multiplied by 3x, it's going to be 15x. 5 multiplied by 5c, it's going to be 25z. 5 multiplied by minus 3y, it's going to be minus 15y. And 5 multiplied by 7, it's going to be plus 35. Remember, the most important part is at the end when you will need to order our answers. So in this case, it's going to be 15x. Then we will put letter y, then letter c, and at the end we will put the independent term 35. And this is going to be our final answer of multiplying this monomial for with a polynomial. Let me see the next example. So in this case, we got a monomial multiplying a binomial that it's also a polynomial. So let's see. This one multiplies this and then also multiplies this. So we will get multiplication of a positive and a negative, it's negative. 8 times 3, it's 24. X squared and x to the 1, it's going to be 2 plus 1 is 3. The other one, it's 12 times 3, it's 36. Oh, we got only x squared. So in this case, we got a binomial as a result. Remember, we got a rule of ordering binomials. If we got a negative and a positive one, we will write first the positive one. We don't need to put the positive sign, remember. So we can put it like 36 x squared minus 24 x cubed. Remember, we will need to order our answers in every exercise that we are going to do. We will need to order our answers. Let's see some other examples. So in this case, it's very similar. We will need to multiply this term with this one, then with this one, and at the end with this one. So the process is the same. It's multiplying monomial with monomial so many times. So in this case, we will get 5 multiplied by 7, and then 8 multiplied by 5. First, we will get a negative result because positive by negative, it's negative. So we will get, we can multiply and then simplify, or we can simplify at the beginning. In this case, number 5 and number 5 can get simplified. So we can put only 7 over 8, a squared, b to the 3, c squared. The next one is going to be a positive result because it's positive multiplied by positive. We can also simplify the 8 with the 4. We will get only a number 2 at the bottom. So it's going to be 5, 6 of a cubed, v squared, c squared. And the next one is going to be a negative one because it's positive and a negative one. In this case, number 5 and number 5 get simplified. 2 over 8, it's only 1/4. So we can put it like 1/4. A squared, b squared, c to the 4th. That is going to be our answer. Maybe if you can do the exercise of simplifying by mind, maybe you can multiply and you will get something like this. Minus 35, 35 over 40, a squared, b cubed, c squared, plus 20 over 24, a cubed, b squared, c squared, minus 10 over 40, a squared, b squared, c to the 4th. And this is going to be first the multiplication, then we are going to simplify and we will get this. So it's your decision. It's better if you start like trying to simplify by mind, but if not, you can always multiply and then simplify our answer. So I will erase this part. So the last step is that we are going to need to put the answer in order. In this case, we will start with this one because in alphabetical and descending order of powers, it's first a cubed, then a squared. So in this case, it will be 5/6 of a cubed, v squared, c to the fourth. Then it's going to be this one, because between the two of them we have that both have a squared, but the first one has v cubed. So v cubed is more important than v squared. So this is going to be the second one. So it's going to be minus 7/8 of a squared v cubed c squared. And at the end we will get minus 1/4 of a squared v squared c to the fourth. And this is going to be our final answer ordered. So this is one example. I'm going to do only another example of how to multiply monomial with polynomial. But as I was telling you, it's very simple. It's like multiplying two monomials many times. And at the end, only we need to order our answer. So in this case, we got a multiplication of a monomial with a polynomial also. So remember, that means we are going to multiply this by the first term, by the second term, by the third term, and also with the last term. So let's do the multiplications. The first one, it's positive and positive, so we will get a positive one. 5 times 3, it's 15 x. Then we will get a plus a minus 1. Then it's going to be 5. Well, positive and negative, it's a negative one. 5 times 2, it's 10 x to the a plus a. Then we will get plus 7 times 5, it's 35 x to the a plus 7. And at the end we will get 5 times 4 will be minus 20, positive by negative 1, x to the a. So let's see, what we are going to get is 15x to the 2a minus 1 minus 10x to the 2a plus 35x to the 2a plus 7 minus 20x to the a. Then we need to order our answer. So we will need to start with the higher power and go to descending order of powers. This is our higher power, so we will get 35x to the 2a plus 7. Then the next one is going to be this one, minus 10x to the 2a. Then it's going to be this one, plus 15x to the 2a minus 1. And at the end we will get this one, minus 20x to the a. And this is going to be our final and ordered answer. So that will be it for today. It's a very simple topic. Only remember that when multiplying, the exponents get added. And also don't forget the multiplication sign rule. If we get to positive or to negatives, our result is going to be positive. If we have positive and negative or negative and positive, our answer is going to be a negative one. And remember, when multiplying monomial with polynomial, only remember at the end we will need to order our answer. So this will be it for today.